was an honor to work on the project. When I read the script, I said, this is a project I just have to be involved with, because I think it's so important that the world hears and understands what these doctors go through, both to provide their healing to cultures that aren't necessarily very responsive to them. I think it's a very timely movie because at this time we are really finding a lot of people motivated by fear. And I think fear causes resentment and anger. The antithesis of love that healing promotes. I thought that was a very important aspect of the movie, that these doctors are coming from a culture that really fosters healing. I believe that I read in the history, this the very first part of the script, that Pakistan has a very strong history of contributing many healers, doctors, nurses to cultures worldwide. It's a very, very clear picture to me what I see in the script and in the movie with those two cultures colliding. These people who come to our country to practice medicine and find themselves very often practicing it in the regions of our country that native-born American doctors don't want to practice in. But these doctors do. They go there. Very often, their first experience is being rejected. They're not being accepted into the community. It may take them a very long time to gain credibility with their public, with their patients. And yet they stay in there and they do that, creating ultimately a very, very good relationship and rapport with their community. Well, it was a very challenging role for me because John Smith is, I think, a good example of the kind of fear-driven person that I was referring to before. And a lot of what's going on in John's mind is his fear of people that are different than him, people who have different color skin, people who have different accents, people who have a different country of origin, different customs. All of those things really cause him a lot of concern and anger. John Smith, to be very honest with you, is very different than Brian StAugust. But in order to try to capture him for the film, I really felt that I needed to go the extra degree to make that as authentic as possible. And I'll leave it to the audience to decide whether or not that was accomplished or not. But I really think that it was a challenge for me because I don't think the way that John thinks. But for the time that I played him, really to respond to your question, I had to. I had to be in his skin, in his mind, and in his fears. So I hope that we accomplish what we set out to, because I think the movie is very, very, very important. And if the movie can strengthen the fabric of goodwill that exists in the world, then I think it will have succeeded. One person at a time and one day at a time. Yeah, I would just like to say I'm very, very grateful to Noor, to his crew, and to all the people that I worked with for this great opportunity. I'm very proud to be associated with this project, probably more than almost any I can think of in my career. So thank you all so much, and all the best to everyone.